Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you're doing well. If you are here as a cross watcher, welcome. If you're here and you don't know what a twin flame journey is, I have included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation of the twin flame journey, the twin flame dynamic, and she just does such a thorough and beautiful job. In a nutshell, though, the twin flame connection is about two people who share the same energetic soul. There's so much that can be said about the twin flame connection. I am a twin myself, and I do these readings to help twins everywhere navigate the journey. It can be a very harrowing one that could involve a runner-chaser dynamic and a separation between two people, two twins. When twins first meet each other, if they're lucky enough to meet each other, it can be dynamic, intense, passionate, all-encompassing, sometimes tremendously codependent, and harrowing. I said harrowing, and I always use the word harrowing. It's confusing. It tests you in every possible way. It tests your shadow, your triggers, and your traumas. The twin flame journey is about healing. First and foremost, healing yourself, being able to recognize your soul path, your soul mission, to use your spiritual gifts to ascend and to help people in your world, in your community, in your family, in your social group, in your workspace, whatever it is. Twins have that ultimate purpose to raise the vibration of humanity in whatever pocket of the world they find themselves in. So I like to say that it's not a small task, and some people don't take the journey. They choose to say goodbye to their twin. I'm never going to see you again. I don't care to. It's too triggering. It's too difficult. And some people cannot step away. They need to know more. They need to learn more. But ultimately, it's about love for self. So I was in separation from my twin for about 7 years and no contact for 5. And just this year, we came back into union. And one thing I will say about it is that while we have done so much spiritual growth in the time that we were apart, and it was a long time, that growth does not stop happening. The lessons do not stop teaching us things. It's just that we're better equipped to negotiate these tests, these triggers, and these trials. I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy is going to be from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. And I'm using a new tarot deck on my channel. It's called the Maya Land Collage Tarot deck. And this is a collage artist that I've watched on Instagram for a few years now, a couple of years. And I think that her work is charming. And she did a tarot series, and I'm so happy that she created her own deck. So I always want to support people, right? So, earth signs, we're going to get an overall energy. This is for the earth signs. Angel spirits, guides, what messages do you have for the earth signs and their twin flame connection? This is beautiful. I think it was maybe the water signs. Actually, I don't know now, it's been a minute, but you got a season, as one of the other signs got a season, one of the other elements. Yours is spring, which is kind of funny because I look at this, looks like kind of an image transfer. All of these beautiful dots down here, and the whiteness of this tree actually reminds me of winter. Even though the card says spring, there's such a dynamic color palette behind it, but I'm overwhelmingly drawn to a scene of winter. And so that could be Spirit's kind of showing me the dichotomy or the opposing energies happening in your twin flame connection, where both can be true. That okay, so this song has come up a couple of other times. It's a Taylor Swift song, and the line from the song is, "Are we falling like snow on the beach?" Weird, but effing beautiful. That song is so amazing. It has this feeling of winter, but you imagine the beach scene. It's are we falling like snow at the beach? So that song might resonate with you. Maybe you're a Swiftie. I don't know. What I really hear is that jingle sound in the background. Those bells. Maybe the bells are ringing for you. That maybe you are having some kind of like ringing in your ear. The Spirit is speaking to you through your clairaudience. Your ability to hear when Spirit is speaking through tones, through songs. Not everybody has this, so it's important. I wanted to point that out. But I feel there's beauty in opposites. There's beauty in being different. Maybe you and your twin are, Spirit just said May, December. So one of you could be, that's an expression when one of the parties is much older. Take it as it resonates. Or maybe literally one of you is born in May and one in December, or a great distance between your birthdays. I feel like there's this coalescing though. It's like we've found a way, or we're trying to find a way to make the differences between us come together and merge and create this third thing that is tremendous, that's beautiful, that's jeweled, it's sparkling. It's that ringing of those jingle bells. This is kind of a random element here. I mean, it could represent one of the elements, but it's you know, it reminds me of, a Spirit just showed me an image. You know, like when little toddlers get toys, like wooden blocks, and sometimes toddlers get these toys where it's like a main box, and it has a square, a circle, a rectangle, a triangle, and then the toddler is supposed to put the triangle to the triangle and the square to the square. It's almost like I see something dropping down into this triangle, like making the pieces fit, that it's important to you. I want to say it's important to both of you. Even if you're in separation, there's something in you that is like, I need to try and understand, and not necessarily for my twin, but for myself. These shapes are presenting themselves, and I want to make it make sense. There's no layout specifically for this reading. I'm just going to pull cards. First card's going to be your energy. Let's see what Spirit wants to say about your energy at this time. Let's go. Earth signs. Number 4 of the major arcana, the Emperor. This is usually associated with Aries, usually associated with the divine masculine, but here a divine feminine may be depicted, and that could matter to you, or it doesn't have to. I want to point out, right, it almost looks like she either has a coffee or a soda or whatever, but look at what's going on with this hand here. She's got her hand on someone else's hand. You ever notice that when people are, sometimes when people talk to you, they have to touch you? Like, oh, Mallory, you wouldn't believe what happened the other day. Where did that name Mallory come from? I have no idea. Maybe your name is Mallory. Oh, Mallory, you won't believe what happened the other day. Or, oh, I'm so happy to see you. And, I'm a big physical touch person, but not necessarily with strangers. But some people can't help themselves. They touch you, and just to make, not to offend, but just to kind of make emphasis on what they're saying. So that somehow seems important. Maybe you do that. Maybe it's a way to bridge the connection between you and another person. The Emperor, though, the power of all 4 kings of the tarot, the ultimate divine masculine, the Emperor knows what they're doing. And so the Spirit just said the word manipulation. So you just want to be, kind of careful with those energies. I think that Spirit is showing me you're tremendously powerful. You could be a leader in your life, big boss, a leader, someone who is at the forefront of something. And Spirit's showing me the leading edge. That's what Spirit just said, the leading edge. And then they actually showed me kind of like a fool energy, where you're just standing on the edge of something, like a kind of, when we say leading edge, it's like we're talking sometimes about technology. We're leading the way for this new technology, something like that. So you could be somebody in those kinds of fields, or, you know, maybe you're an artist and you're just leading the way with your artwork. You're doing something that no one has done before. This is the kind of energy that I'm picking up. But I can't help but look at this. This feels like maybe you're not trying to manipulate. Maybe, you know, if it has to do with your twin, maybe you're just trying to make them understand. And so you're just saying, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm going with this? Can you see how we could be such a powerful couple? The Emperor and the Empress, their divine feminine counterpart, right? I mean, in and of yourself, in your own right, Spirit is showing me how powerful you are. Can I get a clarifier, please, for the Emperor, for the Earth signs? Amazing. King of Swords. King of Swords is Gemini, sometimes Libra energy, but mainly Gemini for me as a reader. King of Swords, and this is also speaks to, for me, it has, you know, Spirit uses the Rolodex that I've created in my own experience to be able to communicate to you. Whenever I see the King of Swords in a reading, it always represents my twin to me. So if I'm watching another tarot reader and they start talking about the King of Swords, the framework for me is my twin. In and of himself, the King of Swords is a very learned person, a teacher, an expert in their field, very highly rational, not necessarily touchy-feely, not necessarily emotional. They think with the rational mind first. They think with strategy and truth, information gathering. But seeing as we are doing a twin flame reading, this to me represents your twin. So this is kind of how to me, it's almost like your twin is looking for answers. You are on the path to those answers. You are looking in another direction. Which is not to say you don't love your twin or are connected to your twin. I'm not saying anything like that. You could be in another high-level commitment. You could be a third party over here. Doesn't have to be a person. It could be a project, something you're working on, a situation outside of this twin flame dynamic that occupies space in your life. So if you're a career person, or you're traveling around the world, it's this third entity that might be causing the separation. And I see your twin reaching out. And it's kind of like even presenting their truth to you. You don't feel like you're, Spirit just said, falling for it. I don't know, is your twin BSing you? It's been known to happen. We do that when we're feeling defensive, insecure. These are the things that we need to heal. These are the things that we need to draw attention to. That's part of the process. And everything is heightened when you have a twin flame, because it heightens your own insecurities and your own shadow and your own inner darkness and your own inner child that is longing and needing and hungry and Spirit just said sad. And not sad all the time, but sad sometimes. I feel as though your twin is trying to maybe reach out. Maybe they've sent you some text messages or emails or even given you a call or whatever, and you are just in your own space doing your own thing. That's perfectly fine. The idea here of spring, and go back to that, is a sense of renewal, is a sense of a revitalization of self. I don't know why, when I look at this, Spirit is showing me a scene from the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston, which is kind of a movie they show every, do they show it at Christmas time? At least in the United States. They might show it at Christmas time, probably Easter. At least they used to. I don't know if they do it anymore. But anyway, I see Charlton Heston in the 10 Commandments standing, and it's not meant to be religious or anything, but this is what I see, standing on the mount, maybe receiving the tablets, the commandments from God. Maybe your twin has come to maybe your twin has received some downloads and they've come to some revelations about the situation, themselves, you, the dynamic. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. But now they're saying, look, I've received these messages and I want to communicate them to you. And I feel right now is a little bit, you can't be bothered with it. But you know that they're there. And as much as you might try to ignore them, the twin flame dynamic doesn't allow you to ignore it, because it'll come back with a mighty force. So let's see, let's keep pulling some cards. What are the messages that the King of Swords has for you? 8 of Swords, Queen of Cups. They've been all up in their head, all up in their anxiety about something, perhaps about the love for you. Queen of Cups is Cancer energy and talks about somebody who is generous with their love, with their cup, with their heart and their emotions and their compassion. Very, very giving and forgiving. And they want to share that cup with their counterpart. But thus far, they might have been trapped in their own anxiety about it, their own misgivings, their own fear. And there could be this revelation that the King of Swords has had about the Queen of Cups, about the Queen of Cups energy, about their own capacity to love. Maybe they didn't think they had a capacity to love someone as much. It's just an example. What Spirit is definitely saying, though, is that there's something, it's like when they look in the mirror, maybe what they used to see is a jumbled mess, but now they can also recognize that I do have love. I'm worthy of love, and I have love to give. Now, it might be too late for you. Maybe not. I think I really pick up the vibe with your energy, earth signs, that you are taking your time and giving it a lot of contemplation. You're not rushing any part of this process, because you're also very, you have things to do. You're very determined. You have a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibility perhaps. And while there might be something that is growing energetically between you and your twin, there could be this frost on it right now, taking a breather, perhaps until spring. Now, I don't necessarily think that's premeditated, like I'm going to start talking to my twin on March 1st, like it's not like that, but maybe the springtime of your life, when there's a revitalization, that you feel you be in the position to talk to your twin again or to connect with your twin. I feel as though they are very eager. I want to get one more card on you specifically, earth signs. This Emperor energy. Yeah, you love your twin because the divine counterparts are here. You came out as the King of Cups to their Queen of Cups. Look at you here, though. Well, first of all, this is like a crown, a royal crown on that figure's head. Here I see another kind of crown, but it's kind of made out of paper mache. It's pieced together. This is a collage deck, so things seem purposefully disjointed, like they've been cut out of magazines. It's part of the charm. But it's more so accentuated in this image than it is here. So I almost feel like this is how you present on the outside, this model of power, sophistication, being put together, in control, elegant almost. Inside, though, I feel like it's a little piecemeal, a little thrown together, but you're trying, but it's not matching what is happening in like another aspect of your life. Like this is how you might be expressing it on the inside, internally. Things seem like this love that you have for your twin is not fully articulated. You're still trying to piece things together. But the cup is in your hand. I just want to tell you, so I have 2 candles. I always light 2 candles anyway when I do readings at this desk, but especially for twin flame readings. And I was lazy, and because I have 2 candle holders, and I didn't take the old one, the old tea lights out. I just put the new tea lights on top, and one of the candles just completely tilted, and all the wax is dripping out the side. And it did it just in that moment. It's sloppy. It's sloppy. Like this feels sloppy. Some part of you, it's almost, it's something that you're healing, but I feel like because you're so used to being this character, it's like your twin makes you feel sloppy. Sloppy with your love, sloppy with your emotions, and you don't like it. You're trying, though. It feels almost unnatural. Are we falling like snow at the beach? I would really encourage you to listen to that song. It's a really good song. I can't quite pull all the lyrics to it. It's coming down, it's all around. The twin flame energy is really consuming. I mean, there wasn't a single day, single hour. There wasn't a single hour that passed in the 7 years that I was apart from my twin that I didn't think about him. And that's terrifying. I'll be honest with you. I mean, and I dated other people. I had a very full social life with friends and job and family and blah, 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 blah. Many, many things to occupy my time, but he was always there. And I feel it's like it's coming down, it's all around like snow on the beach. It's just like everywhere, everywhere. It's all encompassing. It's like the background noise to your experience, and you both are trying to make sense of it. Can I get a card for the connection, please? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This card it's flying out. It's a little erratic because I tried to pick it up twice and it kind of flew out. 7 of Cups. Is this a beach scene? I think it's a beach. This is only the 3rd time I've used this deck, by the way. That's a beach scene. I'm sorry. Take it as a beautiful synchronicity in your reading. It's coming down, it's all around, like snow on the beach. 7 of Cups talks about being spoiled for choice. So there's always a little bit of confusion as to which one of the cups will most benefit me, not in a selfish way, but in a way that is healthy. But there's so many choices, and I'm not really sure which one will be the right one, right? Like I always, if you've ever watched any of my readings, I love to reference Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's one of my favorite fun movies. Not my favorite movie, but of fun movies, it's up there. It's up there with like The Princess Bride and movies like that. Anyway, in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, at the end of the film, he has to make a choice between some literal chalices, and Spirit is showing that to me in that scene. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it, but I would hope that people have watched it by now because it's been out for a very long time. The chalice that he eventually chose was humble. It was not this ornate regalia. It was humble. And maybe there's a part of you that's feeling that, both of you, right? This is for the energy, for the connection. You're both feeling this humbleness when you think about choosing the cups and how those cups are going to foster this connection. What's the advice from Spirit for the earth signs and their twin flame connection? 9 of Cups. Lots of water energy for your reading today, earth signs. There's a lot of love here. 9 of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. It talks about healing. It's the minor arcana version of the star in the tarot. Whereas this is a little unsure, a little confused. Spirit is saying you know the way. You know what you want. Go after what it is that you want. That's your reading, twins. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.